Chess is all about paying attention every single move. Well, today we're going to go over 16 of my games that I played today on day 44 of my journey to 2000. And only one of these games I pay attention. Some of them are because of tilt. You can see I end up losing 4 games in a row. My rating is really suffering, and I'm missing like the easiest things. And I'm trying to pay attention. I don't really know what's going on. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is I'm not paying enough attention. Maybe my mind is elsewhere. I'm not focusing. I play too fast sometimes. But you'll see this. I'm versing a 1447 here. We go into Scandinavian. And this is how I play it. Bringing the bishop in and just annoying my opponent. Now at this point, I actually spend some time thinking. Right here. I spent 2 minutes, a minute and a half to 2 minutes thinking. And I think, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I can't take because then I lose the rook with check. Not mate because my bishop could cover it. But that doesn't look good. I thought about castling, but then I thought maybe he could sack. This check doesn't work. I could just take or take. If he sacks this, then that's what scared me for some reason, because then the queen and bishop can come. The bishop can provide support for the queen, but the knight is covering the h2 square. So my best move here was to castle. I brought the knight in to block the axis and to bring the pawn in to attack the knight. That's my thinking, with all of this being fine. But that was my chance to make a move. This was my chance. Because let's say he takes, right? Because it was getting attacked. I take, and now where does the queen go? The queen can go to f5. This is where the bot is saying, the computer. And you could attack it, and then it goes to g6. And then the point is you're still like applying a lot of pressure. And yeah, I don't know. Actually, to be honest, this looks pretty crazy. I don't think I would have ever found this. And then it's saying to do this because you have this attacking the rook. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. I didn't analyze these games much, but I did see that, and I know how I felt during them. I was just not paying enough attention. Yeah, apparently castling there was fine, but because I keep attacking the queen, I guess. Anyway, this happens instead, which allows him to trade queens, right? Instead, he takes the knight, and that allows me to take. He takes back, and I have this pawn that could be supported. And I think I could even trap this. Yeah, I could trap this knight. I think that's the reason. Trapping knights is something I say I don't pay attention to it, and I told myself I would. And so I have this miss because I take the bishop instead, and I take back with the knight because I want to castle. Okay, I protect the pawn. He takes, I castle. And the whole time, from this point forward, I think the engine wants me to attack, the one pawn that's not defended. And, I could bring my rook into the attack, the knight, and he can't really do much about that. And that's why I'm winning, I'm pretty sure. And this is defended, right? So, because he just has that isolated pawn. Instead of that, I just, who the hell knows what I do? I give up my bishop to take, and then take back, and I'm going on a crusade with my knight. I don't know why. I don't know what my knight's doing. It got trapped, so I had to protect it this way. And then I become very passive. And it's very hard to get anything done. As you can see, he's up a pawn because his knight was able to do stuff. And the game's essentially over. I think I have something here, but he queens and it's over. Okay? So that was the first game. Second game, everything looks fine. I just take that pawn. I bring my knight in. And here this is bad because he could bring his knight in, and this is like an outpost with the rook coming. This just looks terrible. This looks terrible. After this, he has f7. He has this thread winning my rook, and my king is going to be super open. It looks like I could do something like this, but no, because the queen just takes me. So that's that. He didn't see that. I didn't see that. And we just end up trading some pieces. I don't castle kingside, because I'm scared of the rook having access, but he's doing a pawn storm, so castling kingside makes more sense. And I just push my own pawns, not really calculating much, just hoping. And that's the problem here. Is too much hoping, not enough doing. And here, I have this idea of going after the king in this manner. And instead of going for a draw, I bring the queen here to threaten this, to force his queen to remain in the back row. Then I come here protecting this pawn and this pawn, not realizing that he could come in with check and kind of make the game Well, apparently it wasn't even good. It was better for him to double up and attack. Okay. Well, after we trade, I go for that pawn. I make my king active, and I'm blitzing out moves. In a 15-minute game, I just missed this. The second I made this king move, I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. What ends up happening? He takes my pawn, and he gets into my position, and it's a drawn game after I take here. But I was scared of something like this and losing my rook. I just had to do the extra calculation of moving my king backwards. So, paying attention, you know? I'm not paying attention. I'm playing really stupidly, really fast. I'm playing on tilt. And here I get lucky. I get lucky because the rook gets kind of screwed and he resigns. You know, you can't stop these two pawns. And promote at the same time. So I get lucky in that game. And a lot of these games don't even have blunders per se. It's just bad moves that I feel like I normally wouldn't make. Some of them are just blunders. Here, for example, I understand taking towards the center, but I like opening up my rook, and I don't even see, or maybe I did see this and I thought it was whatever. Anyway, over here, I spend some time on this move, like 30 seconds. And here, it looks like there's something. So, at least I recognize to know when there's something. I spend like 20-25 seconds on this, and I just kick the bishop away. I saw this move, but I thought, what do I do after that? I didn't know what to do after this. Hello, knights go backwards, attacking the queen. Look at all this shit. No, I didn't see it. I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention. He trades everything, and I'm still winning because I do end up winning the center pawn, which I did calculate and see. And I figure, oh, let me double his pawns and get into the position. Okay, you might think, okay, now you're winning, right? Your king is defending the e3 and e2 square, so it's hard for the rook to get in. Oh, his rook looks like he might get in there, but okay, this rook now defends. You push the king. This looks perfect, right? You would think so, until, first of all, how do I miss this? How do I miss this move? Right? I think I was scared of this, but if he takes, I take with check, and I'm just demolishing everything in his back row. Right? Jesus Christ. So, I don't do that. I'm scared of my own back row and play stupidly. I push that pawn forward, and then I purposefully give up a pawn because I don't know how to progress here, and I feel like that's the only way. It's not the only way. And I try to attack this rook, and I mean, things are looking really bad. Even here. Even here. I have this beautiful trick. Right? And boom, I'm getting into the position. I'm going to promote a pawn. No, we go back and forth, and it's a draw. Like, oh, tilt is part of it too. Tilt is part of it too. I'm not going to lie. In this game, I remember he fianchettoed both bishops, which was super weird to me. Forces my pieces back, and I'm blitzing out moves. I'm tilted from how stupid I'm playing. I bring my knight in, recognizing that I'm going to be down a pawn, but thinking it's worth it. Again, it's like stupid decisions here. And even here, I recognize, oh my god, I screwed up. Because he has this, and I lost. I can't take, he's going to gain the open file, and he's putting a lot of pressure on my pieces. Thankfully, for whatever reason he takes, allows me to take control of the file, and I get into the position. And here, I was looking at the lines with the sacks, it didn't make sense to me. Apparently, this is better because it keeps the pawns together. But I take with the pawn, he takes back with the knight, I take, he takes, and then I come here. I blunder my queen. But my opponent doesn't see it. My opponent gets scared because I'm blitzing out moves, and he has 2 minutes now. And he moves backwards, and I still make a mistake. This is a nice move because it forces the trade, and I'm just going to gobble up his pawns with his inactive rook, and I'm up a piece. Right? No, instead I take with this rook, allowing him to give me perpetual. And I tried to like count everything. I tried to like see, oh, can my king move away? But I wasn't paying enough attention. You know, even more than paying attention, I should rephrase it. Thinking. Critically thinking about positions. Right? Because I didn't think about the perpetual. I saw this and I was scared of this, and that was right at least. But I should have recognized I'm up a freaking piece. Why wouldn't I just trade into an endgame? And he's low on time. It's laziness mixed with paying attention, mixed with like not calculating. It's not good stuff. Here I recognize getting this pawn and play all the best moves. I'm just like freaking doing awesome. And then I trade off all this stuff. It's not doing awesome anymore. And he could have came in with a check. He didn't. He could still come in with a check. He didn't. I finally castle. I check and I'm getting into the position. That's it. I'm like up. I'm up 2 pawns, right? And I have the bishop pair. It just looks really good. I'm fine with trading here because of what I just mentioned. And I try to get into the position. And here I make a very simple mistake. Taking back with the bishop, because when you take back with the king, you get forked and you lose the game. And I was so pissed at myself here. This is still winning. Your pawns are so powerful. His knights are so hard to do anything with. And then at this point, I recognize the perfect move to stop his knights from moving. And I think, how can I attack the knight? The pawn can't attack the knight. What am I going to do here? This pawn could attack. Look what's wrong with me. This pawn could clearly just attack. And he moves out of the way, let's say, and I get the knight. Like, or he comes here to protect this knight, and then I take, and he takes, and, you know, I move out. Like, how am I playing? How am I playing? I'm pushing my pawns because I'm not thinking. I'm playing stupidly, and then I trade, and I'm clearly losing. And even here, this is a drawn game. Sure, it might be hard to figure out, but like, I spent some time thinking, but not enough. At a certain point, I just started rushing. This is not a blitz. This is not a bullet game. What's going on here, right? And my opponent finds the right moves, and that's it. He has a pawn that's promoting. I don't even, like, notice that. Oh, it's frustrating. It's frustrating looking at games you play bad at, right? Here I saw the bishop move, but I calculated, right? I'm doing all these stupid calculations. I calculated this, and then I'm like, oh, you know, what can he do after this? Maybe I have this attack on him. I was like, no, not really. And I don't know. I let him take it. This is what ends up happening. And here I just don't see the c5 move, seeing my bishop hanging. I don't see that in my previous calculations. And this is how the game responds. And he checks me. I just get out of that. He comes there. And here I have this nice move, and I recognize that the rook can kick out my rook. I have this nice move of bringing my queen, not there, bringing my queen here to support this rook. Not only does it do that, maybe it allows my rook to come here in the future. I don't do that. And he rightfully, when he has the chance, he brings his rook. And I trade because I don't see anything else I could do. Even here, I could just protect it. I could just protect it because this is still very annoying for my opponent, right? And his rook becomes very passive. I don't do that. This is what I end up protecting the other pawn. And here I miss just a very simple idea. Very simple idea. And if it looks like you can protect the bishop, you would be wrong, because boom, boom, and I could attack here. But better yet, I could even come here to put more pressure on this piece. So his rook is just going to lose without getting it back, right? He cannot get it back. Something like this. And what do you do here? This. Okay, that's actually a way to get it back. Never mind. This, and then after he takes, you take. So you're just winning. You're up a piece, right? I don't want to give this excuse. Oh, the engine saw it. I didn't see it. I don't think that was that crazy to see, right? I think me spending 5 seconds on this move was stupid. And then I'm trying to go for a draw, and he does all this, and I don't go for this trade to put more pressure, and I don't recognize this attack he has on me. But I'm lucky. He doesn't take my pawn. I take his pawn. He still doesn't take my pawn. And I'm just trying to push this pawn, and eventually he just doesn't deal with it, so it allows me to come forward. But I think it's because of the time, too. I have 9.8 seconds here. My opponent has 44 seconds. I have 5.5. I'm trading queens. I get a queen. I have 4 seconds left. I'm pre-moving stuff. With 3.1 seconds, I'm pre-moving, and I'm trying to push all my pawns and to get closer to the position. And here I had a perfect idea to take this, and that's it. Like checkmate is coming. This is, you know, this is pretty bad. Something like this, I could have pre-moved probably, right? Whatever he does, I could. Oh, well, maybe not. Yeah, I could pre-move this if he goes there, and if he goes here, I pre-move this idea. Or better yet, this, in case the bishop is on that diagonal, right? Like, I could have pre-moved that. Okay, I had 0.4 seconds left, and the game is not drawn. He wins because he has pieces. Anyone would be tilted after that, right? but you still gotta pay attention. You can't ignore the game. And in this game, I do that. I kind of ignore the game. I have this beautiful move though that I somehow see, and the idea is that I'm providing enough attack on this knight that if he takes here, I actually take. This is what I saw, and I'm up a pawn. Apparently, what's even better is taking with the bishop, because then he can't take back, obviously, and he has to move his rook to the side probably. And now, you know, I don't know. It's just my bishop's more active. I don't know actually. I'm not really up a piece. I don't know why I went so crazy. I guess my pawn pushes are just so crazy, and I have enough like resources to actually do it. Anyway, this is what happens instead. And I almost missed this because I'm blitzing out moves, but I see it. I get his rook, and at this point, I feel like I can win. I'm bringing my pieces together, and I recognize that, okay, if I take like this, that's not good, right? I recognize that. So I move my queen, not recognizing that I could just do this, blocking the queen's vision, right? If he takes, and I'm just GG's, right? So I come here, I attack the queen, and then he makes a mistake. Let's see if you guys can see this. The mistake is, again, just applying more pressure on the same piece. Put pressure on the pinned piece. PP on the PP, right? This is pinned. If he moves this, he loses the queen. So I'm going to be up a knight. No, I don't do that. We just go into trading stuff. I'm pushing pawns stupidly because I'm thinking, oh, I can promote them. And I just give up a pawn. I'm giving a pawn so often in these games. And that's it. Now, you know, he's up material. And I have a minute left, and there's nothing I could do, and then I resign. That's it. It's super hard to go through these games, guys. It's super hard because I was tilted. I played stupid. There was a lot of stuff here that was frustrating. And here I noticed that I'm down a knight. He doesn't notice, so I castle, the only move to get out of that threat. And we trade a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I feel like my rook's pretty active. I feel like I have a decent chance. I end up getting that pawn, and I get mated. I just... My best move here. Just come here. And the idea is if he comes here, I could even come here. Like, you know, his king's not moving. This pawn's not moving. I have this. I have this. Like, this is a passed pawn already, you know? And it's an even game, and I get mated. And I see the mate right after I make the move. Here I verse a 1447. Trade the bishops because I'm lazy and I didn't want to calculate and think. Trade that stuff because I'm lazy and I don't want to calculate and think. And here I blunder. Here I blunder because the knight can come in and wreak havoc. And fortunately for me, he misses this idea. The idea being that takes, I can't take back because boom. Right? So I get lucky, he misses that. I attack the knight, I get closer, we're trading pieces. And I see he's forking my rooks, but I could get out of it like this. And then he just loses his knight because I think it was trapped at this point. Well, actually it wasn't because I can't take here, right? But I'm winning. I have 2 rooks and my opponent resigns. So one of these games I feel like I actually did well in. Right here I bring the bishop back. This was a better move, I guess, to put pressure on the b7 square as well. I don't know. I was worried about something like that, but apparently this just counters it, which is brilliant. Right? I think the queen is trapped here. Is it not? Yeah, it was trapped and he has to give up a piece. So that's a cool trick that, okay, I don't think I would have seen. But maybe I should have calculated to see if that was a free pawn or not, you know? So we go into this type of game and I'm just trying to put pressure and my advantage goes away. In a lot of these games, my advantage just goes away. And I don't see a way out of it. I undouble his pawns. He gets my pawns. And I was hoping for him to take this. I don't even remember why. I wanted to pin this, but it's not even a real pin. Like, you could just sidestep it. I'm not thinking, you know? Being tilted makes you not think. And here I just blunder completely. And my opponent gets into the position. I literally get a pawn, but I can't do anything. And I end up losing. I resign the game. Yeah, I lost 9 games, drew 3, and won 4. So, also, why wouldn't I take back with the pawn? To control the center. This is so obviously like the thing that I would normally do. I guess I was scared of the knight, but like computer is saying no, you're still winning. Because look how much activity I have too, I guess, right? I didn't want to lose the pawn. Sometimes I want to lose a pawn, but it's usually for bad reasons, and sometimes I don't. Okay, now here I just am up a full piece. Hey, do I need to do puzzles again? I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going on. And then I just blunder a knight. I just blunder a knight because I don't know where to put it. I could have just put it back and the game would continue. This was the only game that was good. I played with 91.8% accuracy, and I think it's because I pushed the C pawn. I think pushing the side pawns, C and F, a lot of times catches the opponent off guard, and it allows me to get into a winning position. And this is one example, right? He can't move the pawn because of the king, so I win the knight, and after this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to win, right? Somehow I make all the right choices. I see my bishop can protect and my knight, so I don't fall for a back rank mate. He has 2 center pawns, well, 1, but that looks a bit scary, so I put my bishop here. And this is very instructive. He wanted me to come here to have this discovered attack on my bishop, and somehow I saw that. He comes in, and I deliver a mate. Look at this beautiful mate. Look at this beautiful mate. And here I played as like 2100 supposedly. Okay, last 4 games, okay? We're almost done, guys. Just trying to attack on the opposite side, and then I have this annoying pawn for my opponent, even though it's not really that annoying. I get in with my queen with check, which I think is pretty good, and I'm trying to calculate stuff. I see, oh, if the queen comes here, I can come here. If the queen comes here, I can take with the rook. Okay? Well, the queen does go to f1, the only move that works, but I can't take with the rook. I can't take with the rook because it's attacked twice. Now the queen is staring at that square. And the game just falls apart. I mean, I play longer, but I resign. It's obviously done after that. This game, you know, I have this structure which arises sometimes, and I don't make the best decisions here, and I blunder, and it's a little hard to see for my small brain, but I feel like it's fine because I'm thinking I'll have a chance to do this, aha, and I will win. And he pushes a pawn forward. This was my best move apparently, I guess, because after takes I can take with check, forcing him to take and maybe making him run around the board. I don't know. Maybe that allows me to have somewhat of a chance. I don't do that. I bring my rook to the other side, you know, trying to do something over here. And then I miss this move, which I see a move later, bringing the rook over. He checks, just giving up his knight, which makes no sense. And I see there's no perpetual, so I'm just playing all the best moves here. And this is just great, right? This is great because of what happens. Boom, boom, and he resigns. Because after takes, I'm you know, like, what do you do here, right? Technically, I guess the game could have kept going, but I mean, both of our pawns are all over the place. So that game felt good. And going into the next game, trade off bishops, I push the C pawn, right? Usually, that's not a bad idea a lot of the times. And I break into the position fast, and it becomes this hectic game, and I'm playing really well. I'm proud of myself, and I have all these plans, and I'm looking, oh, can I sack the bishop? Can I do these crazy things? And then, oh, I blunder a queen. I just resign. Last game. Okay. I double up my rooks in this game. And I was supposed to take here. The idea is if takes like this, you just lose. But if takes like this, you could get into the position later on, I guess. It becomes very open over here. I don't really recognize that. And I keep that bishop alive. I'm thinking, oh, it's open. 2 bishops is great, right? Well, he comes in, grabs a pawn. I have this nice move to protect that pawn. But now what? My plan now, look at the weakness. This is a weakness. His king can't get into the position. This is just a clear weakness. He tries to attack. I have this. And now, like, it's even again because he's not up the pawn. If he comes here to try to attack, I can come here. I could even probably check, take this pawn, and you know, it's look at this line, right? I don't do that. I don't do any of that. I just why am I blitzing out moves? I fall for the simplest fork. This happens so much, and that's it. I lose. There's nothing I can do here. And oh my god, I don't know. I don't know what happened today. I don't know what happened today. So my rating is 1533 now. Pay attention, right? Pay attention in your game. Sometimes it's as easy as that. Anytime I get close to 1600, I stop paying attention. Yeah, you gotta pay attention just in life and chess and everything. So say pay attention in the comments if you watch this far. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.